when it comes to Spawn. I've only ever read like the first 12 issues. I played all the video games. I watched the movie. I read the manga. Yeah, there was a manga series based off Spawn. It was his own original character. And I've seen a couple of videos of people like summarizing the bigger events, but that's kind of it. So this is basically a review from a normie. So first off, I want to say that the artwork, especially for the main story, is really freaking good. So the art for the main story is by Jim Cheung. I hope I pronounced that right, but it's fantastic. Like, it's really freaking good. We start off with Cagliostro on the pier, and he's getting attacked by these demons, and they basically kill his cat. They take the last of his medicine, destroy it, and then they kidnap him. And then we cut to Spawn taking out some baddies who are about to attack this girl. And it turns out that the baddies are actually demons in disguise as humans. We don't actually see their demonic appearance, but it's just in text. It's basically so that they take the form of, you know, whatever they can, like children, adults, the elderly. Like, they don't really discriminate. Like, whatever they can to kind of like hide and stuff, they use. So he basically questions them, like, why are you after this girl? What do you want? And then he pulls a Batman by doing that while hanging them off a building. But unlike Batman, he actually drops them and lets them splatter on the ground below. And then, yeah, we get some talk about how there's this Omega Spawn. I don't know who Omega Spawn is. I think he's like, I guess, a Spawn from the future. Judging by that name, I'm going to guess that he was the last Spawn created and he comes from the future. But I don't really know. And I will say that this issue doesn't really help you too much when it comes to like someone like me who's just jumping onto this. It doesn't. Like, it'll just say like, see Spawn issue 315 to 318. It's like, all right, that doesn't help me. It would be nice if you just kind of, even if it has to sound a little bit like an exposition, just kind of, I mean, treat, like, what was it? What's the Stan Lee quote? Treat every issue as if it's someone's first comic, something like that. So yeah, I'm a bit lost. Like, I have no idea who the sidekick is, but Spawn apparently has a sidekick now, and he has his whole like back computer system, and he has Cygor, who I know who Cygor is. He has Cygor, and he brings Cygor with him to basically Omega Island, and they're gonna raid the place, and does not go well at all. They basically blow up one building, shoot a couple people, and then this other guy whose name I don't know. Oh, the Disruptor. They say his name later on. His name is the Disruptor. He freezes Spawn. He brainwashes Cygor, and then Cygor breaks Spawn's back, Batman style. There's a lot of Batman stuff in here, I guess. And then yeah, we cut to like the news segments, which I think is kind of cool. Kind of reminds me of the very first issue of Spawn. And yeah, we basically have like, there's basically a bunch of earthquakes all over the place. So a bunch of natural disasters. No one knows what's going on. No one knows, you know, what's causing all this. Not even the experts. And then of course we get like the conspiracy theorist guy at the end who's like, you know, none of it, don't believe the fake news. You know, this is completely another mind control. People get killed at soccer matches all the time, but they go back the next day. So don't let them lock you up and stuff. Like, stock up if you need to, whatever. I'm like, you know what? This guy's making a lot of sense. I'm kidding. So yeah, they take Spawn inside this secret lair where they strap him in, and next to him is Gunslinger Spawn and also Cagliostro, and he basically the Disruptor kind of tells him like, you know, I need some information from you. I don't know which one of you has it, so because of that, both of you are gonna stay alive until I figure it out. But I'll figure it out soon. And yeah, he basically he wants to take the throne of Hell so that he can have an army that's strong enough to take over Earth and Heaven. So yeah, just your regular baddie things. And Cagliostro pretends to be insane so that they take him away and throw him into a pit. Meanwhile, Spawn and the Gunslinger are able to escape from their bindings, and yeah, they basically shoot their way out before jumping into the shadows and disappearing later on into the island. And Cagliostro inside the pit. Apparently, he was taking pieces of different spawns So he took a piece from the Spawn from the future, which I'm guessing that's yeah, the victim was Omega Spawn. So okay, Omega Spawn's from the future. He takes a piece from Plague Spawn, which was from the past, and then he took a bullet from Gunslinger Spawn, who was in the past, but now he's in the present. So now that's a present Spawn. So now that he has all these pieces, he's able to basically do this ritual that turns him into this other being called Sin with two ends, and he kind of looks like Doctor Doom meets Lex Luthor. So he's Doctor Luthor or Luthor Doom, Lex Doom. Yeah, that's basically where the main story kind of ends. And then there's a bit of an intro where like we see a little bit of medieval Spawn, we see a little bit of She Spawn, we see a little bit of Gunslinger Spawn. Those stories are kind of cool, especially Gunslinger Spawn. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It's pretty much just a setup for the Spawn universe. And I know this issue is called Spawn Universe, but it's basically setting up for the future Spawn series, the King Spawn, Gunslinger Spawn, the Scorched. I'm assuming if those do good, then more are gonna come. So yeah, this is basically, they call it the Year of Spawn. I was like, all right, that's cool. Like I never got into Spawn. I've always wanted to. I just never did. And when it comes to Spawn nowadays, I was actually thinking about getting into it. I was actually asking my local comic book shop owner what's a good jumping on point. But he told me to like forget about it. He's like, it's not all that great. Like just ignore Spawn. Like Spawn started off really good, and then it just kind of petered out, and now it's just kind of like on life support, I guess. I don't know if he's telling the truth or not. I would assume so, because I mean, he's basically, when he said that, I mean, he's turning down money that I would be paying to put Spawn on my pull list, not to mention back issues. So the fact that he turned down free money, I'm assuming that his opinion is correct, and that, but I don't know. You guys tell me. Anyone currently reading Spawn? Is it worth getting into now? Like I said, I've read like the first 12 issues, and they were pretty good, and I've been thinking about like continuing with them. But then when I read that like it kind of peters out and kind of gets crappy, then I don't know if I want to continue from where from issue 13 on. I don't know if I want to do like a jumping on point and just to catch up quickly. You guys let me know if Spawn's worth reading, and if so, what's a good jumping on point for me, or should I try to start from the very beginning and go onwards? But yeah, that's basically Spawn Universe. Again, excellent artwork for the main story. Even the side stories have pretty good, decent artwork. Writing is good. I mean, writing was by Todd McFarlane. He actually did the writing for all these. Even the side stories. I'm assuming that's only going to be the case for this, and then someone else is going to take over the reins for each individual series. I will say that there's like 2 editing mistakes. I don't remember exactly where they're at, but there's one point where they forget a word, and then there's another point where they use the same word twice. But yeah, there's like a point where it's like they forget to add a word, so the sentence kind of took me out for a moment. And then there's another part where they add in 2 words. So it's like because. So basically, it's an editing mistake. It wasn't done on purpose. It's an editing mistake. So there's 2 of those in there. But yeah, other than that, this was good. Again, this is like a normie review, so I'm not completely sure what's going on. I kind of get the gist. I will say, I wish that there was. I'm not a fan of exposition dialogue, but when it comes to something like this, there's no way I'm going to be reading, 15 issues just so I can be caught up on this one issue. There's a bunch of Spawn issue number whatever. Like there's issue number 308, issue number 315 to 320 or something. Issue number 100, issue number. So it's like there's too many like these previous issues. It's like I don't want to be doing that just to understand one issue. So I kind of wish that there was some exposition dialogue just for the normies like me can know what's going on. But other than that, it's cool. Like I enjoyed it. It's good. I will say that since you're going to be bringing in a bunch of spawns for this year, the Spawn, I'm hoping they bring Ken Kuwasara from Shadows of Spawn. That would be cool. Anyone who doesn't know, he's the main character for the Spawn manga that came out in like the late 90s. I did a review for that series. I'll put a link to the video at the end of this. Yeah, it'd be cool just to see him come back. I don't think so. I think everyone pretty much forgot about him. But it would be pretty sweet just to see what happened to, because his story was kind of, it never really ended. I'm assuming the series got canceled because it just kind of ends without any real closure. So it'd be kind of cool to see him come back. But yeah, there we go. Spawn's Universe. If you're a Spawn fan, definitely check this out. If you're kind of interested in Spawn, then check it out. If you don't care about Spawn, then I guess don't check it out. If you're normally like me, you might be pretty lost. I kind of got the gist of what's going on somewhat. Like basically there's a lot of natural disasters kind of occurring. It has something to do with some occult stuff. Disruptors trying to take the throne of hell. Cagliostro is becoming this new entity, and whether he's a good guy or not, who knows. All these other spawns are being targeted. That's all I kind of got from it. I'm assuming there's a lot I missed, but again, that's because I'm a normie when it comes to Spawn. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Tell me what you think, and I hope to see you next time. Later. So what'd you guys think of that video? I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys haven't already, please subscribe, hit that bell for a notification, leave a like if you enjoyed the video. And if you didn't enjoy the video, thank you for watching it this far, and I hope the next video is more to your liking. Feel free to check out the playlist that you guys see, and I hope to see you guys next time. Later.